ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले कदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरातिशे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी शांते वृंदावनेश्वरी कृष्णानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्ण. So welcome to Suresh Prabhuji, who came first time in our class. So that's also one of the glory of book distribution I was talking about. So yesterday Suresh Prabhuji met us in Haribol. Prabhuji, एक वो कम. हाँ एक वो 0 कर दे. दोनों में. So yesterday Suresh Prabhu met us in during book distribution in BHL, and today he is here. Haribol. So one big Haribol for Suresh Prabhu. Haribol. All right. So we'll go quick recap of is English okay? या हिंदी इंग्लिश मिक्स करें मतलब माता जी हाँ हिंदी इंग्लिश मिक्स करें ठीक है मैं दोनों आई ट्राई टू डू ठीक थोड़ा इंग्लिश क्योंकि आई डोंट नो वेदर पवन प्रभु जी फॉर हिंदी इट माइट बी अ लिटिल चैलेंजिंग सो आई विल मिक्स एंड अल्टर ठीक सो विल सी लास्ट टाइम हमने क्या कवर किया था व्हाट वी कवर्ड लास्ट टाइम एंड एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन you are not able to understand just ask right so this won't be one way class it is two way that's how we understand our shastra otherwise it won't be possible to understand so we'll quickly recap what we did last time not taking much time so in Bhagavad Gita 2.32 Lord said that O Partha happy are kshatriyas to whom such fighting opportunity come unsought opening for them the doors of the heavenly planet Whereas Arjuna was saying here, Arjuna यहाँ पे बोल रहे थे कि मतलब these people are my swajan and if I'm going to kill them, right? He talked a lot about he gave the 5 reasons. One of those was he will get sick. उनको ऊपर पाप लगेगा वो अगर अपने स्वजन को मारेंगे. So Krishna was saying that or he was talking a lot of other things. So here Krishna is refuting that. He is giving counter to that logic. कि such Kshatriya, you are also Kshatriya, and a Kshatriya who is in the battlefield, it's in their nature. They want to go for war, like Virat Kohli, right? If he gets opportunity to play cricket, he will always go and play cricket. It's not like उसको कहो कि आज क्रिकेट मैच है तुम घर में सो जाओ हिला यार यार आज मन नहीं कर रहा घर में सोएंगे he will not do that right so they look for war they look for wait or chance to go into war and do the battle वो लड़ाई करें और थोड़ा अपने शौर्य का प्रदर्शन करें और इवन इफ दे डाई अगर उसमें उनकी मृत्यु भी हो जाती है ठीक दे विल गो टू हेवन व्हाई दे विल गो टू हेवन व्हाट इज द रीजन बिकॉज they are doing their karma that they are doing their prescribed duty for a kshatriya एक क्षत्रिय के लिए prescribed duty उन शास्त्रों के हिसाब से जो उनकी ड्यूटी है वो ये है कि आपको प्रोटेक्ट करना है जनता को यू हैव टू प्रोटेक्ट द पीपल यू हैव टू हैव द वॉर फॉर धर्म दैट इज देयर प्रिस्क्राइब्ड ड्यूटी एंड इफ दे आर डूइंग इट दे विल गो टू हेवन because they are doing things which are prescribed, which are written, जो हमारे शास्त्रों में लिखा गया है. That's what they are doing. That's why they will go to heaven.
If they don't, then they will commit a sin.
If they don't, then they will commit sin. So that's what Lord is trying to explain here. कि अगर someone is looking for say war and or something, let's say there is a Brahmana. For Brahman, the properties or the character of Brahman is Pathan, Pathan, Yajan, Yajan, Dan, Pratigram. मतलब they love teaching, they love studying, they love teaching. अगर कोई ऐसे ब्राह्मण बैठा और आप मतलब आई टेक अ रियल एग्जांपल, यू गो टू टेंपल एंड जनरली पीपल गो टू टेंपल, व्हाट दे डू, जाएंगे प्रसाद चढ़ाएंगे, दर्शन करेंगे, निकल आएंगे. बट कभी आप देखिएगा, यू गो टू टेंपल एंड यू आस्क द प्रीस्ट, आप मुझे बताइए ये कौन है, इस जगह क्या, दे विल बिकम वेरी हैप्पी. इफ विल आस्क, यू गो टू एनी तीर्थ स्थान एंड दे विल एंड यू विल आस्क देम कि मुझे बताइए कि यहाँ का महत्व क्या है, व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ दिस प्लेस, सम स्टोरी. If they are not very busy, they'll be very happy to tell you the things because it's their nature. उनका नेचर है कि वो लोगों को पढ़ाए, ठीक. और अगर उनके पास, उनको कुछ करना नहीं पड़ा, उनके पास लोग खुद ही पहुंच रहे कि मुझे बताइए, they'll be very happy. अरे वाह, मतलब now I'm getting without asking for them. तो Kshatriya also the same thing. For Kshatriya, they generally have to go to war and by doing some effort. But if without doing an effort they are getting into war और फिर उसमें उनको वीर गति प्राप्त होती है, they will directly go to heaven. They are more than happy. They said that don't worry कि what they will feel. They will be feeling happy and they are doing their prescribed duty. वो अपना काम करें जो शास्त्रों में बोला गया. तो you also go and do this. And by doing that, they will go to heaven. Now, very important concept which we discussed last year. Generally हम क्या कहते हैं, स्वर्गवासी हो गए, ठीक है, वो स्वर्ग चले गए. Is स्वर्ग the last destination?
No.
No, right? So Golok, Vrindavan, Vaikuntha. Swarg is also in this material plane, right? So this chart, the 3/4 of the whole creation is nothing but spiritual world. ठीक, मैं थोड़ा सा बड़ा कर देता हूँ, ठीक. And only 1/4 of this spiritual is this creation is material world. Only 1/4 is material creation. And स्वर्ग is nothing but part of जो हम भौतिक जगत बोलते हैं, भौतिक जगत. तो 1/4 भौतिक जगत है, 3/4 spiritual world है. हम यहाँ भौतिक जगत में we live here somewhere. I'll go to the previous picture. It is more clear there. We live here in the Bhurloka, Earth planet. There are some planets on the top of it. Bhuvarlok, Swarglok, Maharlok, Janlok, Taplok, and Satyalok, where Lord Brahma lives. Swarglok is just 2 levels above Earth. But that is also in this bhautik jagat, in this material world only. It is not in the spiritual world. And anything which is in this material world, जो भी इस material world में है, everything is temporary. क्षणभंगुर, वो सब कुछ क्षणभंगुर है. Even Brahma, he has a life. His life ends, universe ends, Brahma's life ends, and then new universe comes, new Brahma comes. So even Lord Brahma has a life. So nothing is permanent in this universe, material world. What is permanent? जो spiritual world में है, आध्यात्मिक जगत में जो है, बस वही एक परमानेंट है. इस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में कुछ भी परमानेंट नहीं है. तो when they go to heaven, they will enjoy more. ठीक है, हेवन में हम जब भी देखते हैं इंद्र लोग, right, they enjoy more, और लाउर, सोम रस, and this and that. We see in all the serials, right? ठीक है, सोम रस लाउर आराम से डांस देख रहे हैं, they are enjoying, right? They have way more enjoyment than what we do. ठीक, हम डांस देखने जाएंगे, we'll pay for 6,000 rupees to go and see some great dance and then we'll come back in 1 hour. Right? They enjoy for days the same dance in 100 times better dancing. Right? So there is more enjoyment in Swarglok. But then it's a temporary. We live, say what, 100 years? हम 100 साल जीते हैं. ठीक, वो 1000 साल, 10,000 साल, 50,000 साल जिएंगे. But then they have to die. और जब मरेंगे तो फिर कहाँ आएंगे? Again back to this earth only, and then again life starts. ABCD पढ़ना शुरू करेंगे हमारी तरह, right? That's the life in the material world. Right? Why they go to Swarglok? Because one, they did their prescribed duty. जो उनको ड्यूटी असाइन है वो उन्होंने वो किया. ड्यूटी असाइन मतलब वर्ण आश्रम के हिसाब से. Why they go to Swarglok and other higher lok? Because they did पुण्य. पाप और पुण्य का खेल होता है ना. अभी हम लास्ट में डिस्कस करेंगे. वो जो पाप और पुण्य का खेल है, that just keeps on moving up and down, up and down. जैसे we live in a society, we go up the second floor, we go down by the stairs, then go up, go down. This whole पाप पुण्य का खेल, we get stuck into this material world, and just sometime we go up, sometime we go down. पुण्य करेंगे, we'll go to heavenly planet. We'll do पाप, we'll go to the lower planet, right? And we do so much पाप, then we go to hell. आराम से पकौड़ी की तरह तले जाएंगे. Then we'll again come back. So these all things are happening here. So that's what we discussed. So even though they will go to heavenly planet, that's not our ultimate destination. Because it's temporary again. Again we'll have to come back here after our life at that planet finishes, wherever we go. So we discussed how to apply this in our life. Then follow the prescribed duty. Because that is dharma. जो हमारी prescribed duty है, जो हमें प्रदत्त ड्यूटी को क्या कहते हैं हिंदी में? इतना इंग्लिश बोलो, हिंदी याद ही नहीं आता. वो तो इंग्लिश ही हो गया माता जी. ठीक है, वी अंडरस्टैंड ड्यूटी. ठीक है, तो हमारी जो भी गिवन ड्यूटीज हैं, इफ वी डू दैट निर्धारित. वाह, गूगल, थैंक्स टू गूगल. ठीक है, लेकिन मैंने ड्यूटी पूछा था, नॉट प्रिस्क्राइब्ड. कर्तव्य. हाँ, तो निर्धारित कर्तव्य, राइट? प्रिस्क्राइब्ड ड्यूटी. इफ वी परफॉर्म दैट, वी विल गो टू हेवन. और व्हेन वी डू पुण्य, वी गो टू हेवन. सो व्हेन वी परफॉर्म अ प्रिस्क्राइब्ड ड्यूटी, निर्धारित कर्तव्य, जब हम वो करते हैं, तो वी एक्चुअली डू वर्क फॉर धर्मा. एंड इफ वी वर्क फॉर धर्मा, धर्मा विल प्रोटेक्ट अस. दैट्स दिस लाइन. दिस लाइन इज फ्रॉम महाभारत. धर्मो रक्षति रक्षिता. We would have seen T-shirt written with Dharmo Rakshati Rakshita. Right? A lot of places we see that. It means that you work for the dharma, dharma will protect you. आप धर्म के लिए काम करो, धर्म आपको बचाएगा. Right? And that's what we have to do, right? If we have to save Sanatan Dharma, we have to work for dharma. घर पे बैठ के कीबोर्ड चलाने से धर्म नहीं बचेगा, literally. ठीक है, ये तो हमें जान लेना चाहिए. Keyboard warriors can just do argument and then सो जाएंगे, फिर अगली बार फिर से next day they will again do argument and the life goes on for them. So we have to come on ground and do this. And how we can perform dharma? By one way is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Chanting, reading Bhagavad Gita, teaching people about the knowledge which we have gained today. Right? This way we can apply the dharma. Then in next verse, Lord says that if, however, you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. So till now, Krishna was telling कि what will happen if you do your duty? क्या होगा जब आप अपने निर्धारित कर्तव्य करेंगे? अभी Krishna, he will tell what will happen if you will not do that. Right. So one thing he tells that. So Arjuna in chapter 1 told that if I'll kill my Gurujan, if I'll kill my Swajan, my elder respected people, then I will get sin. He tells that. So Krishna is now refuting that logic. If you will actually not do this, then you will get sin. It's not by doing it, it's by not doing it. Why? Because this is your prescribed duty. And you are not doing your prescribed duty. Think a condition that हम एक टेम्पल में हैं. We went to a temple and there is a Janmashtami festival. And there are a lot of crowd and there are 4-5 people जिनको duty दी गई है for crowd management. What is expected from them? Even though all Vaishnava, all big devotees are coming, but what is expected from the people who are doing crowd management? क्या करना चाहिए उनको?
They should manage the crowd.
By doing what? Whatever be necessary. If they have to actually push people to be in the line, they have to do that. The people, when we go to Tirupati, 2 seconds we are thrown out. Right? By the time I say, where is Lord Venkateswar? I'm out. Then thoda पीछे जाके देखते अच्छा सा है. Right? We do that. We all have experienced that. Because that's their duty. It's not they are incurring sin. Right? That is the duty given to them. If they will not do their duty, then that's a sin. अगर वो कहे अच्छा ठीक है आप करो, ठीक है आराम से दर्शन करो, लोग तो वहां आधे घंटे खड़े होके हाथ जोड़ के खड़े रहेंगे. What will happen to the line? Already takes 8 hours. Right? Think if they will leave everyone, thinking that I will incur sin if I will push any Vaishnava. ऐसा सोच सकते हैं ना कि अगर मैं किसी वैष्णव को किसी डिवोटी को पुश करूंगा मुझे पाप लगेगा और वो नहीं करेंगे अपना काम. Then they are going to have the sin. उनके ऊपर पाप लगेगा फिर क्योंकि उन्होंने अपना काम नहीं किया. This is exactly what Lord is saying here. If you will not do your duty, then you are going to incur sin. Very important to understand. Right? हम लोग को समझ में नहीं आता है. ठीक. But we have to do our duty, whatever is prescribed to us. And if we will not do, one is we will have sin, पाप लगेगा, और दूसरा you will lose your reputation as a fighter. And we discussed that Arjuna was a great fighter. He fought with Lord Shiva also and got the Pasupatas. Right. He gave a great fight to Lord Shiva. Although he was defeated because Lord Shiva is Lord Shiva. Right. Who is Arjuna in front of him. Right. But he was so happy that someone could fight with me like this, with so much valor, with so much enthusiasm. इतने अच्छे से मुझसे मुझे fight थी कि he gives him Pashupati. Right. That was his reputation across the world. Not only in the material world, but also in the spiritual world. पूरे जगत में तीनों लोग में आध्यात्मिक जगत, स्पिरिट और भौतिक जगत सब में अर्जुन एक बहुत महान योद्धा है. He was always respected like that. But if he will not fight, he will not do his duty, his reputation will go in vain. Right. So we discussed that point, and one very important point we discussed that because there are a lot of confusion in this world in today's times. Government says something, some other your manager may say something, I am saying something, you are thinking something else. What is something we should follow? ठीक है सब लोग सब चीजें बोलते हैं, आप ये भी कर लो, आप वो भी कर लो, आप वो भी कर लो, सब तो करना पॉसिबल नहीं. देन क्या आप फॉलो करें? ठीक, very important to understand. Right? What we should follow? God's word. ठीक है, don't follow anything, just follow God's word because there cannot be bigger thing than that. Right? So then someone can say, what about the law? Right? Yes, you should follow the law for the practical reasons because if you're not, you'll go into jail. So you should follow the law, but you don't really have to follow everything which is not required for you to follow. Like we discussed, there are 4 regulative principles. Which came from 4 regulative principles मतलब which वो चीजें जो हमें नहीं करनी चाहिए और शास्त्रों से आई हुई है. ठीक है, it's not man made, it's not ISKCON made, it came from shastras. First is meat eating. Right. Second is doing intoxication, alcohol, cigarette, nasha, कोई भी type का नशा. Because it hampers your understanding, it hampers your consciousness. Third is illicit relationship. Right. If you are married, stick with your partner, not बाहर के बिरयानी. Okay, ये बोल रहा हूँ. Right. So stick with your partner. Right. That is your realm. So, as fourth is gambling. These things are 4 pillars of sinfulness. Someone who does that, जो भी ये चीजें करता है, they make sure ऊपर तो नहीं जाएंगे भूलोक से, नीचे ही जाएंगे और नीचे कहाँ तक? They can go to one of the 28 hell also and have the royal treatment of getting fried or whatever.
Or getting hit by
Oh, he knows better. Experience talk. Right. All right. So, but government, let's say, we can say, okay, this is all good, given. But then, government allows slaughterhouse. Think there are legal slaughterhouses, it gives license to take. Does that mean that because it's legal, we have to do that? Not really. Right. Government has wine and beer shop, sarkari ठेका, आप इधर ही चले जाओ गोपरपल्ली, you'll get 3-4 at one place itself. Think, just because it is allowed by government, should we do that? No, right? Adultery is now not a crime in India. Supreme Court's decision 2015, I guess, or 2017, something very recent. It does not mean that everyone should go and start doing that, because now it's not the crime. Right? And every state has its lottery, gambling. Right? Gambling is nothing but I'm just wasting my money in hope of I'll get something maybe someday. And families' lives have been lost. कितने परिवार बर्बाद हुए हैं जुए के चक्कर में. We all might be knowing one example, some example in our relatives. हम सबने देखा होगा ऐसे example. They are in high debt. We would have read the news one day. We would have read the news कि online betting से लोगों ने पैसे लिया, they did suicide. We all know those things. That's why government banned a lot of those apps. Right? But these are legal. These are legal things. Does not mean that we have to do this. Right? So, what we should follow in this confusing times? जो भगवान ने बोला है. What is the Lord's instruction? We should follow blindly. We don't need to worry about that. Right? Otherwise, we'll just make up something. मुझे लगता है लॉटरी खेल ही लेना चाहिए. क्या होगा? एक बार खेलते, 2 बार खेलते, ठीक. वो 1-2 बार, 1-2 साल, 1-2 जन्म. It may go, I don't know how long. Right? We all know how intoxicating this is. ठीक. Then in 34, Lord discussed that people will always speak of your infamy, and for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death. तो वो वहां पे ही नहीं रुकेंगे कि आपकी reputation खत्म हो गई. Your reputation is lost. But one is, so we give one example. In your company, most of us you are in software field, so you may understand. आपकी कंपनी में एक नया बंदा है, and you are thinking, oh, I took his interview. He seemed like a great coder. Right, I will take him in my team. मैं उसको अपनी टीम में लूँगा, बहुत अच्छा कोडर है. And you gave him first assignment, और पहले पता चला, भाई क्या लिखे हो तुम? इससे अच्छा तो वो पहले, मतलब वो नया बंदा आया था, he was better than you. Right, and then you were like, बेकार था, मैंने क्या सोच के इंटरव्यू लिया था. So one thing is, you will stop at that point thinking that this guy is not good. Next level would be, now you will tell everyone in your team, right, बहुत ही बकवास कोडर है यार, ठीक है, मैंने पता नहीं क्या सोच के कंपनी ने इसको ले लिया, ठीक है, he is worse. I have never seen a bad coder than him. Right. So one thing is like you will stop thinking in your mind. Another thing like you will start spreading about that guy to your whole company, and now no one is taking him in your any project. Right. So this is the next level. One, reputation is lost. Reputation जो भी उनकी प्रसिद्धि थी वो तो खत्म हो ही गई. नया लेवल क्या आया? Now प्रसिद्धि तो खत्म हो गई. Now डिडोरा पीटा जा रहा है. Now everyone is telling कि अर्जुना तो बेकार था यार, फालतू में, maybe तुक्के से, maybe because of some I don't know what it is, bluff, he got all these astra, but he is a useless warrior. Now they will start spreading all those things. So that's the next level. So he says that, and for a respectable person, जो लोग respectable होते हैं, ठीक, उनके लिए dishonor is worse than death. जो उनकी अकीर्ति होती है, ठीक है, बेइज्जती, वो डेथ से भी बुरी होती है. फॉर क्षत्रिय एक डेथ से भी बुरी होती है. एक बहुत बड़ा रीजन है, मतलब वर्ल्ड में, फॉर पीपल टू सुसाइड बिकॉज दे आर, मतलब उनकी बेइज्जती हुई. राइट, अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल दे डू दैट, दे टेक दैट ड्रास्टिक स्टेप. सो फॉर अ वॉरियर इट इज. सो वी हैड दिस स्टोरी ऑफ वन राजपूत किंग that he was, so one Rajput king, and he was in a war, and during war he came back while the war was going on. He came back and his wife was just seeing from the window. वो ऊपर से खिड़की से देख रही थी कि कब लोग आ रहे हैं, and she sees कि he came alone, वो अकेले आए घोड़े पे बैठ के. Then she also मतलब she asked कि क्या हुआ. When she goes and see him, she stops him on the gate पे रोक दिया, और वो देखती कि उनके पीछे wound है. He is injured on the back side. She stops him and she says, "What happened? Why did you come alone?" He said, whatever he said, "You go back immediately. You cannot enter. Either you win the war and then come victorious, or you come as a dead body. But you cannot enter leaving your army, leaving your people there." ठीक, या तो मरे हुए हो या फिर जीत के हो. That is the spirit of Kshatriya. Even a Kshatriya woman is like that. Which woman will not like her husband to come alive at home? But that's the spirit of Kshatriya. Dishonor is worse than death. But given saying that these all things apply on the human. Correct? There, if for Kshatriya who runs away from the battlefield, it's a dishonor for them. उनके लिए वो बेइज्जती है अगर वो रण क्षेत्र से भाग जाते हैं. But there is one person who is actually worshipped when he ran away from the battlefield. Any new people know? तुम new हो? So, he is Lord Krishna. He is called रण छोड़ रहा है. रण छोड़ जो रण से भाग गए. It was one of his leela. He wanted to this the story again. Very quickly I'll tell. There was one Kali, one demon who was chasing Krishna, and just to there was a cave near our Anantagiri. There is a cave where one very pious person, a great devotee of the Lord, take Muchkund, he was sleeping. So he reached there. He just goes, put his धोती on when he was sleeping, and he has a boon. उनके ऊपर एक वो था, उनको एक boon मिला था कि he was sleeping. He said like I want to sleep for a long time because he fought lot of wars. तो उन्होंने boon लिया कि if someone will try to wake me up, कोई मुझे जगाएगा तो वो भस्म हो जाएगा. I'll open eye and that guy will go. ठीक तो कृष्णा जाते हैं अंदर. He puts his धोती on top of sleeping Muchkund and he goes hide somewhere. This Kalavan comes running and he thought it's Krishna, he just hit him. पैर से मारता है. उठ सो रहा है. मैं यहाँ आ गया. ठीक मुचकुंद ओपन से जाएगा अंदर he goes. That's his leela. He wanted to wake up Muchkund and also to kill Kalavan. And he is revived for that. There is a big temple in Gujarat, Thakur, and for Raja Ran Chhod Raha hai. So yeah. But one more thing, even though Krishna is glorified, Krishna को glorify करते हैं as a Kshatriya who runs away from the battle and he is worshipped. Krishna is not someone whom you can confine in the premises of कि वो क्षत्रिय है और he is Brahman, he is Vaishya, he is Sud. He is above all those things. This Varnasrama is only for human. It is not for God. It is not for Krishna. Right. So he is not confined to that. But given said, Krishna at that time was playing as a role of Kshatriya, so he is glorified as a Raja Ranchodra in Gujarat. So any question till now? That was the recap. Anything which you could not understand or कोई भी माता जी प्रभु जी आप लोग को अगर कुछ नहीं समझ में आया तो then we'll start at 35. We'll start with next verse. Repeat after. भयाद्रणाद् उपस्तं मत्स्यन्ते त्वां महारथा येषां च त्वं बहुमतो भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघवम् भयाद्रणाद् उपस्तं मत्स्यन्ते त्वां महारथा येषां च त्वं बहुमतो भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघवम्. Anyone from Prabhuji? Anyone? मत्स्यन्ते त्वं येषां च भूत्वा यास्यसि. Anyone from this place? मत्स्यन्ते येषां च त्वं बहुमतो भूत्वा यास्यसि. So translation by His Divine Grace is able to with some Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great generals who have highly esteemed your name and fame, will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only, and thus they will consider you insignificant. Right. So what Lord is saying here, all those generals जो कौरवों के साइड है सारे लोग the महारथी when he said महारथा ठीक तो आप महारथा right the generals which are on the other side सारे महारथी ठीक who who have very high respect for you जो आपको बहुत रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं एज अ ग्रेट वॉरियर what now they will start thinking that
ये तो भाग गया।
you got scared and you ran away from the battle right so Buddha Yasusilago and they will start belittling insignificant they will start considering you insignificant so अब from रुक जी बंद करके ऑन करिए क्या हो रहा है इसको एक बार ऑफ करके ऑन करिए पीछे ऑफ बटन होगा हरी बोल ठीक है लेट्स सी हरी बोल ओके so they will they will think that कि आप डर के भाग गए out of the fear you ran away even though your intentions are good Karjuna did not run away because of fear he was not scared वो डरे हुए नहीं थे भागे he was thinking कि ये मेरे लोग हैं how can I kill them ठीक कैसे मैं अपने लोगों को मार सकता हूँ and that's what he was thinking but then people will not think what he is thinking बोलते अरे ये तो डर गए इतनी हमारी he saw the big army of Kaurava कि हमारी इतनी बड़ी सेना है वो भाग गया डर के that's what they will think and that's what they will tell even if they think whatever they will tell this thing only कि he got scared जो डर गया वो तो हम मर नहीं गया यहाँ भाग गया होगा right so that's what they will say we'll go to next also because this has both the same thing अवाच्यवादांश्च बहु वादिष्यन्ति तव हिता निन्दन्तस्तव सामर्थ्य ततो दुःखतरं नु किम् अवाच्यवादांश्च बहु वदिष्यन्ति तव हिता निन्दस्तव सामर्थ्य ततो दुःखतरं नु किम् Anyone from Guruji say?
वादिष्यन्ति तवाहिता
Nishyanti Tamita
सामर्थ्यर्थ
Nirnastatam Sasnatya Tadu Dukkata Anyone from Guruji say?
अवाच्यवादश्च बहु
Avaच्यवादांश्च वदिष्यन्ति निन्दस्तव सामर्थ्य ततो दुःखतरं नु किम् So translation by simply without some syllable. And after that, your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and is gone your ability. So, in previous, they will consider you insignificant. वो तुम्हें छोटा समझेंगे, ठीक? And they will first think that you ran away because of fear. तुम डर गए इसलिए भाग गए. They will think that you are a small person. And after that, they will describe you in very unkind way. We discussed just that, right? They will not stop just thinking. They will also start spreading. अरे ये तो ऐसा है, ये तो वैसा है, ठीक है? By bluff, he got all those things, this and that, and they will start describing like that. And it's called your ability. Even though you are a great warrior, तुम एक बहुत महान योद्धा थे, but they will think कि doesn't look like he ran away. ठीक वो तो भाग गया कैसे एक महान योद्धा भाग कैसे सकता है हाउ कैन ही रन अवे फ्रॉम द बैटलफील्ड सो सर्टेनली ही इज नॉट अ महान योद्धा राइट इसलिए वो भाग गया एंड व्हाट कुड बी मोर पेनफुल फॉर यू इट टेक्स years and years and years, decades to get to a level where you get the respect of people. Right. एक राजनेता भी, if he is not from some family, let's say political family, if he starts from scratch, it takes 20-30 years for him to reach at a level जहां लोग उसको रिस्पेक्ट करने लगते हैं. It takes just one act to completely lose that reputation. Right. एक चीज, एक news, just one news. Right. And your whole reputation gets lost. We discussed that in detail. And what could be more painful for you? Arjuna, he fought with Lord Shiva, he fought with Gandharvas, he fought with so many Kinkara and all those heavenly creatures. मतलब जो हमसे बहुत ऊपर लेवल के हैं. Great warriors. And defeated all of them. Got so many astras from Indra, Vayu, Agni, Indra, क्या कहते हैं? Lord Shiva, सबसे इतने सारे अस्त्र लेके आए. Right, after fighting, after getting all those things, and just by one act, केवल एक action से, that is running away from the field, what would be his reputation? No one will remember what he did before. Everyone will remember what is done now. अभी उसने क्या किया, और वही उसके पूरे जीवन उसके ऊपर ठप्पा लगा रहेगा. We know a lot of people. You can think of anyone, right? They were very reputed people. One news came and now everyone think themselves, these all people as whatever ठप्पा लग गया. जिंदगी भर वो उससे ही जाने जाते हैं. That's what will happen to Arjuna also. One stamp and his whole life will be with that stamp. It's never going to go away. What could be more painful for him? All those decades of effort, valor, all will get lost just because of one act. Right. So that's what Lord Krishna is saying. So we'll go into purport and we'll see what Srila Prabhupada writes. So he says that Lord Krishna is saying to Arjuna, do not think that the great generals like Duryodhana, Karna and other contemporaries will think that you have left the battlefield out of compassion for your brothers and grandfather. कि not only Bhishma and Drona, but your contemporary जो तुम्हारे साथ वाले, वो भी ऐसा ही सोचेंगे. वो ये नहीं सोचेंगे you ran away, you left the battle because you were compassionate, क्योंकि तुम्हारे अंदर दया भाव था. They will not think that. What they will think? That you have left out of fear for your life. कि this is a big Kaurav army and they are going to kill me. You left because of that. You got scared and you ran away. That's what they will think. That's what they will tell to the people. And thus your high estimation of your personality will go to hell. तो जितना भी आपने अर्जित किया है, जितने भी क्या बोलते हैं, जितने भी प्रेस्टीज, रिस्पेक्ट, ठीक है, जो भी अर्जित किया है, सब कुछ डाउन द ड्रेन. इट विल ऑल गो टू नरक. मतलब all will get lost. So now again here also okay, I'll come to the next point. Right. So Lord Krishna was astonished in the beginning at Arjuna for so uncalled for plea for compassion, and he described the compassion as befitting for non-Aryans. Okay, that is for the next verse. We'll discuss that. But okay, let's discuss this word for now. So that has happens in our life also, right? People do a lot of things, so many things for others, and जैसे आप, you also do, you do something for others, you do a lot of things in your life कि उनका बहुत respect करें, उनके लिए आपने बहुत कुछ किया, and then one thing happened in your life, एक disagreement, and they start fighting. That is it, end of relationship. Right? It happens, but probably everyone would have seen that. Anyone who did not have this experience कि आप किसी के लिए बहुत कुछ करते हो और एक छोटा सा disagreement होता है, एक छोटी सी फालतू की बहस होती है, and there's like, I don't know you anymore, बस हमारा तुम्हारा रिश्ता खत्म. कोई है जिसने ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस नहीं किया है? हाँ, तुमने नहीं किया होगा, ठीक है, करना भी मत करो. स्कूल में ये ऑप्शन
उसने मजाक किया था, बहुत मजाक की, तो तब मैं समझ गया कैसे मजाक ही कर रहा है.
Chalo, thankfully.
I was
That's a good
sorry.
thing. Right. So it happens with all of us. But what is the reason? What is the reason that these all things go away? क्या क्या वो रीजन हो सकता है? आप लोग बताइए, मैं तब तक इसका सेल चेंज करता हूँ. It is not charged. Anything you can tell. What could be the reason that people get disagreement and they go to that stage? वो ऐसे सिचुएशन में आ जाते हैं. आपको क्या लगता है डिसएग्रीमेंट का क्या रीजन है?
Because I
That is the question. What is the cause of disagreement with people around us?
of course.
Okay. What is the practical reason? Theory is all good. What is the practical reason? क्यों हम disagreement में आते हैं इतना? With people around us. जो हम expect करते नहीं होता. High expectation. What else? हाँ? False ego. What else? Because हमारी सबके अंदर ego बहुत है. What else? Negative? नेगेटिव चीज को पहले अट्रैक्ट करते हैं. ओके, दैट्स व्हाई वी गेट इनटू डिसएग्रीमेंट. यस, दैट इज आल्सो वन ऑफ द रीजन. व्हाट एल्स? व्हाट डू यू थिंक एट दैट टाइम व्हेन यू गेट इनटू डिसएग्रीमेंट? क्या आप सोचते हो? आपके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा होता है जब ऐसा कुछ होता है? व्हाई व्हाई डू यू वांट टू प्रूव योरसेल्फ राइट? मतलब क्यों? मतलब आप क्या सोचते हो कि वो बंदा मुझे समझ नहीं रहा है, या मुझे ज्यादा पता है? ओके, आई नो वन. राइट, दैट्स आल्सो वेरी, that happens a lot of time. तुम मुझसे ज्यादा जानोगे. इतने साल से I'm 20 years I'm manager in this company. You think you know more than me? A very common office scenario, right? What else? What else do we think? What we think कि why this guy is not able to understand us? We think that, right? चलो ठीक है, मैं ही आता हूँ rudely rather than really. हाँ? But these all things are correct. But one thing what we think is why he's not able to. I'm doing all things for good of him. Right? We always think that I'm doing this thing which is best for you. Why you are not understanding my intention? What I'm doing is best for you only. It is not for me. Like if I'm asking someone कि चलो भाई थोड़ा सेवा कर दो, नहीं मुझसे सेवा करने को क्यों बोल रहे हैं? That is not for me. That is for you. Whatever you will do, that karma will not come to me. वो आपको सुकृति मुझे नहीं मिलेगी, वो आपको ही मिलेगी. Right? But that guy will not understand because he is not able to understand your intention. And not only they will not understand your intention, वो आपके भाव को नहीं समझेंगे, केवल इतने तक नहीं होगा. But they will also judge based on your action. If this guy is asking us to do seva because he did more people, he wants us to go do some menial job, कोई छोटे मोटे काम करवाना चाहता है, ठीक है, फ्री में काम करवाना चाहता है, they will start judging based on your action. ठीक, कि इसीलिए करा रहा होगा क्योंकि ऐसा ही कुछ रीजन हो. Why else? क्यों यहाँ पे क्लास हो रही है? प्रभु जी को लगता है बहुत सारा पैसा इकट्ठा करना है, इसलिए क्लास हो रही है. A lot of people think that. I tell you, that's the reality. Right? God has given enough to all of us to do this. Right? लेकिन बहुत सारे लोग ऐसा सोचते हैं कि इस कॉल में क्यों लोग बुलाते हैं? इस कॉल में देखिए पैसा लेने के लिए लोग बुलाते हैं. That's a very great misconception. हाँ, ब्रह्मचारी क्यों करते हो? फ्री में काम कराने वाले को चाहिए. Exactly. Exactly. So they start judging based on our action. हम क्या करते हैं उस पे जज करने लगते हैं कि ये ऐसे ही कुछ कर रहे होंगे इसीलिए होगा. That's why they are doing this, right? And they don't judge us on our intention because they cannot understand our intention. वो समझ नहीं पाते हमारे दिमाग में क्या है कि बेहतर. We want their benefit. That's why we are doing that. Because any change is not very easy. Now we are all changing to AI. It's not easy. We all know, right? All of us know that. We तुम्हारे लिए नहीं हो. It is for us office people. We have done this thing for last 10-20 years and now you are asking us to change everything. It's not easy. It is always the change is always resisted. So if someone asks why did it is, even though we know it is all for our own benefit, but we always resist. जब तक काम चल रहा है करेंगे. Right? That's what we do. So change is always resisted because they cannot understand our intention and they start judging me. But the fun thing is, okay, there is one person who understands our intention. Who is that? In every, with everyone, सभी के साथ एक ऐसे लोग होते हैं जो आपके सब कुछ समझते हैं. हर फैमिली में हर एक बंदे के साथ कोई ना कोई ऐसा होता है जो आपका सब कुछ समझता है. Who's that? कौन लगता है आपको? हाँ? कौन? स्वर्ग?
Surgeon.
स्वजन. अच्छा, ओके. आपके रिलेटिव आपके सारे इंटेंशन समझते हैं. यू आर वेरी लकी इफ दैट हैपेंस. मतलब luckiest of all कि अगर आपके रिलेटिव आपके सारे इंटेंशन अच्छे इंटेंशन इफ दे अंडरस्टैंड, ही इज द luckiest person in the world. But that's not correct. कौन है? कौन है? Exactly. Even your wife cannot understand. सबसे ज्यादा लड़ाई वाइफ से ही होती है और हस्बैंड से और माता जी. Is that correct? अगर आप घर जाएंगे, माता जी घर जाएंगे, प्रभु जी कहेंगे अरे एक माला तो कर लो. अरे ये वहां सीख के यही आई है ताकि माला करवाए. That's what she has learned. So that प्रभु से माला करवाए. यही सब उसके दिमाग में भरा जा रहा है. She will not get anything. If someone does the chanting, they will get the benefit. Not their partner. उनके पति और पत्नी को नहीं कुछ मिलने वाला. उनको खुद को मिलेगा, उनके सोल को मिलेगा. That is the food for our soul. जो हम कुछ नहीं देते. Right. So, but they cannot understand our intention. But only one person can understand our intention. Because he lives in our heart. He sees everything. And Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 18.61, the Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart. O Arjuna. And is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of this material energy. कि हमारी बॉडी और सोल, हमारी बॉडी एक मशीन की तरह, इट्स लाइक अ यंत्र, अ मशीन वेयर देयर इज अ ड्राइवर हु इज रनिंग द बॉडी. हु इज दैट? अब बोलो. So yes, you're right. I thought you would say Krishna. There is a driver who tells us who drives the body, but there is a passenger also, owner of the body, super soul, Paramatma. He guides us. वो हमें गाइड करते हैं कैसे करना है. Right? When you have a car and you drive, it's not always driver who decides where to go. You will tell, okay driver, let's go to office, let's go to new mall, whatever, or PVR cinema hall. I'm not asking you to go through that places. I'm just giving you an example. Right? So there is a super soul who drives, who guides us. And that is Krishna. And he knows, because he is there in our mind, he knows every single thing, what we are thinking, what we are doing. हम क्या कर रहे हैं, क्या सोच रहे हैं, क्या समझ रहे हैं, सब कुछ वो देखते हैं. सब कुछ he knows. And the irony of the world is, the biggest irony of the world is, we try to build relationship, we try to spend so much time with the people around us. ठीक, who don't understand our intention, जो हमारे भाव को समझ नहीं पाते, उनके साथ हम इतना समय बिताते हैं, उनके साथ रिलेशनशिप बनाएंगे, फ्रेंडशिप बनाएंगे, ये करेंगे, ठीक, सारे सोशल नॉर्म्स पूरे करेंगे. And with one person who actually understand our every single intention, we don't have time for him. Right? Prabhuji, we met yesterday. One day he came here. You won't believe, we met like thousands of people yesterday. They did not have any time. Okay. I don't have time. Right. For one person who actually is going to enlighten them, who understands their every single thing, they don't have time for him. And they have time for all the world, for news channel, so khabar, so 10 minute. For everything they will have time. Share market and this and that. दोस्त के साथ चाय पीने के लिए चाय पे चर्चा, right? Political discussion, PRS, TRS, whatever it is, and BJP. For everything they will have all the time in the world. But if they are told एक माला कर लो भाई के लिए, यही सब सिखा के तुमको भेजा गया. That is what is going to. That's why I don't want to go to such classes, because we don't have time. Right? For one person who understands all, and that's the irony of the world. यही सबसे बड़ी irony को क्या कहते हैं? दुविधा नहीं, irony तो व्यंग के जैसा कुछ होता है प्रॉब्लम पे नहीं मतलब फनी समथिंग समथिंग फनी हास्यास्पद एग्जैक्टली यही सबसे हास्यास्पद चीज है मतलब दिस इज irony of the world the funniest thing is we don't have time for Lord Krishna right? And how yeah so that's what happened we spend so much time with the people around us to build relationship who hardly understand us but for the one person Krishna who does understand us completely we hardly spend any time with him to revive our relationship here we are building the relationship with the material people right putting time giving effort there we have to just revive our relationship we don't have to build relationship it is already there every soul is related to Krishna every single soul not just human एक छोटा पौधा एक algae एक euglena think of any smallest creature really prokaryote every single soul is related to Krishna you just we have just forgotten it we just have to remember and revive the relationship right like someone who lost their child in Kumbh Mela I'm going to some movie references ठीक and जब वो 25 साल का हुआ then they somehow got that guy so what will happen there is already a relation they will just revive it they are not going to build with a stranger they are going to just revive it so our relationship is already with Krishna हमारा उनके साथ संबंध already है हमें क्या करना है बस उसको पुनर्जीवित करना है we just have to revive it by doing what how can we build our relationship how can we revive our relationship with Krishna by doing what Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare. So by doing chanting, by remembering His name, right? Chanting His glory. When you do chanting, it is not like you just doing mechanical chanting. Think about Him. That's how you will remember the relationship. By reading Bhagavad Gita, coming to the classes, or reading it by yourself also. But by yourself does not work. We all have an experience, I'm sure. Right? So come to the classes, get into association, and that will guide you. You are not here just because of some coincidence. ऐसा कोई coincidence नहीं था कि आप यहाँ पे. There are 40,000 people, more than I think lakhs of people living in this Nalaganda, Telapur area. Or if you add PHL, probably 2-3 lakh हो जाएंगे. Right? How many people come to such classes? कितने लोग आते हैं? Exactly. Well, this class is you can see hardly 50 thing. There are other classes also running. Hardly 50 log maximum. That's all they come. So total we will have overall all to all there will be 100 hardly 200 people. That's what they because others they don't have time. Busy people right very busy. So by attending the classes because that's how we can understand it more and you can read Bhagavad Gita by yourself no doubt but if you don't you are not reading under a parampara under any guidance it is like you will just think okay he might be meaning this you will not get the practical aspect of it how we can actually apply Bhagavad Gita in our life ठीक practically जीवन में क्या करें उसको apply करने के लिए these things will be missed because book will have the bookish knowledge here you discuss your question you ask things and you get the answer and reading Srimad Bhagavatam which is on topmost scripture right so कहाँ गया ठीक है that's how we can actually revive our relationship with Krishna and yeah then before going to that it is the next verse we'll go to Srila Prabhupada's explanation that Lord Krishna was astonished at the beginning at Arjuna's uncalled for plea for compassion and he described this his compassion as befitting the non-Aryans. Now in many words he has proved his statement against Arjuna's so-called compassion. So what he's saying here is, just to summarize it, Arjuna was thinking if I will not kill my swajन अगर मैं अपने relatives को नहीं मारूंगा तो मैं उनके लिए दया भाव दिखा रहा हूँ I am showing compassion for them. So here Krishna says that what you are showing is not actually compassion. It's not compassion. And it is not befitting also for an Aryan. Now we discussed some lectures back what is Aryan. Aryan is not just Aryan Khan, the son of Shahrukh Khan, right? Aryan is Aryan क्या है? Aryan मतलब noble people. बहुत सभ्य लोग. Aryan का मतलब वो होता है. There is another leftist meaning of Aryan, the people who came from Germany. That's a completely false propaganda and all stupid and nonsense thing, right? When we have everything here, why do we need people from outside? The Aryan means, in literal meaning of Aryan is something Bhadra log. ठीक, the some people, the peaceful, great people. Right? That means the Aryan. And in 2.2 also Arjuna said that he gave the Lord used the same word Aryan here. Anarejishtam Swarga, Kirtim Makar Arjuna. Right. He says that, my dear Arjuna, how had these impurities come upon you? तुम्हारे अंदर ये दोष कहाँ से आ गए? तुम तो मेरे सखा हो, तुम मतलब you are my friend, you have been my associate. ये तुम्हारे अंदर दोष कहाँ से आ गए? They are not at all benefiting of a man who knows the values of life. One meaning of Aryan. The good people who know the value of life. And what is value of life? जीवन का, हमारे जीवन की वैल्यू क्या है? What do you think? Okay, we'll come to that part. Let's इसको अभी लॉक करके रखते हैं. ठीक है, we'll lock it for some time. Doing our karma, what else? Is our value of life, purpose of life is doing karma? What is the value of life? हमें मनुष्य जीवन क्यों मिला है? Karma to even though we'll not call karma, but if we'll take the meaning of karma as an action, even animals do the action. How we are different? What is the value of human life then? Well, animals also do. They also eat, sleep. They reproduce a lot of puppies or whatever it is called, and they defend themselves. We also do the same thing. We work hard like an ass in offices for 12 or 14 hours to earn money for feeding ourselves and the family. We are also doing same thing. Then after working hard, आज तो बहुत थक गए, now time for sleep. We sleep for 6, 7, 8 hours, whatever. Right? ये भी एनिमल करते हैं. Then शादी करके बच्चे पैदा करना है, वो भी एनिमल करते हैं. And फिर उसके बाद अगर कोई भी चीजें for securities, for anything, will defend. हम अपने फैमिली को बचाएंगे, प्रोटेक्ट करेंगे. That's also animal too. What is different in human life than animals? Why have we given? What is the value of our life? Namasmarana. Then what will happen when you do Namasmarana? मतलब क्यों? उसके लिए human body क्यों? Get out of the cycle. Okay. How? Revive our relationship with Krishna. You all are correct actually. Everything is correct. आप लोग भी कुछ बोल रहे थे. For consciousness, right? Only human can have the consciousness to understand that this body is given so that I can use this body and get out of this cycle. Otherwise, we'll keep on roaming वही ऊपर से नीचे, नीचे से ऊपर, this yoni, that yoni. ठीक है, एक बार आदमी बनेंगे, एक बार घोड़ा बनेंगे, एक बार गधे बनेंगे. One time we'll become dog and do momo. We do all those things, and this keeps on happening all the time. Then why this body? If we have to do the same thing, so that we can understand, we have the consciousness, we have that intelligence. भगवान ने इसीलिए दिया है कि समझो. एक कुत्ता नहीं समझ सकता है, तुम भी समझ सकते हो. वो नहीं पढ़ पाएगा, वो नहीं क्लास में कर पाएगा. आप कर सकते हो. And still अगर आप नहीं कर रहे हो ये सब चीजें, then what are you doing? You are nothing but living an animal life. जब आप as good as a पशु में समाना, right? पशु के समान ही आप लाइफ जी रहे हो. That's what you are doing. If you are, that is the value of life. And Aryan people, they knew the value of life, right? And they utilized their life to go out. So Krishna is now again using the word Aryan, and is going to elaborate the same thing in this particular purport, like in this verse also. That what he is saying here, Here. Your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and scorn your ability. What could be more painful for you? So we discussed that Arjuna has a great respect all across. He got the weapon from Lord Shiva. He fought with Gandharvas, Yakshas, to get all the weapon. जब वो उनको weapon लेना था तो रास्ते में when he was going up, he he saw all those people. वो उनको रोक रहे थे. नहीं, कोई human इस पे नहीं जा सकता. That's not allowed. So they started fighting with Arjuna. वो लड़ने लगे अर्जुन से और अर्जुन ने सबको हरा दिया. That was his reputation. Right? He even had fight with Indra, who is his father. ठीक, इंद्र से ही अर्जुन आए by Maharani Kunti. Right? Even he fought for Arjuna and Khandavan when Indra was protecting Khandavan because his friend Dakshak used to live. उनके friend Dakshak Khandavan में रहते थे and Agnidev he had to eat Khandav to he had some digestive problems because he had a lot of ghee during yajna. In one of the yajna he had a lot of ghee और जब हम बहुत सारा घी खाते क्या होता है हमें पता है. ठीक. फिर हम क्लास में नहीं क्लास के पीछे रहेंगे. Right? So he had a lot of ghee, he got some problem in his stomach and he had to have this fire in his belly so that this problem goes away. And he wanted to burn the Khandavan at that time and Arjuna and Krishna was also there. वो भी वहाँ पे थे Khandavan में. So because he was not able to do any time Agnidev used to he starts a fire, Indra will just pour some rain and it goes away. So he asked for help from Krishna and Arjuna. उनसे बोलते कि आप मेरी help करो, ठीक है, जलाने के लिए. और he introduced himself कि आप अग्नि, ठीक. तो कहते ठीक है, we'll help you. And what we'll also get, ठीक, we'll discuss that. Obviously, the weapons, right? So they helped them, and Arjuna actually he created a big umbrella kind of thing on top. And he was able to consume Agnidev was able to consume the whole Khandavan. And Indra was like, okay, Krishna is there, Arjuna is there, I accept defeat. I'm done. I can't do anything. And he gets his chariot. The chariot we see in Bhagavad Gita, you can see, right? The chariot would be there. His chariot with having all the white horses, some white horses on the chariot. The chariot is so potent. It runs by the speed of mind. I'm thinking I'm on Mars. It is on Mars. Now to the Jupiter, Pluto. It goes like that. It reaches. That was the quality of that chariot, and he gets that. So yeah. So that great fighter was Arjuna, and Krishna is saying that you are very able, skillful, great warrior, but if you run away, then just by your this one act, केवल इस वजह से ही, people will start criticizing you. They will start saying bad things about you, and all your reputation, सब कुछ down the drain. Think everything will go away just by your one act, right? So the same thing. What is the practical aspect of it? The same thing happened in our life also. सब कुछ ये चीज हमारी भी life में होती है, right? So a quiz time. What do you see? क्या दिख रहा है? Black dot. थोड़ा ध्यान से देखिए. क्या दिख रहा है? White paper. कुछ अच्छा. Square और
Spare is very
the paper is white. Okay.
Small blemish.
So the same thing happened in our life also, right? We don't see the 99.9% of area of white. What we are seeing?
1%.
Not even 1%. This is 0.1%. That one dot is where our focus goes. हम लोगों के लिए या आपने लोगों के लिए, आपने रिलेटिव के लिए, for your wife for you for your wife, did so many great things. इतनी अच्छी अच्छी चीजें करते हैं, right? वो लोग नहीं देखते हैं, क्या देखते हैं? वो एक dot, and what they will do? They will just magnify like this, and they will like, वो याद है तुम्हें, तुमने वो क्या किया था? That's what they will do, right? कि पूरी लाइफ में that white paper 99.9% that they will not see. This one dot they will magnify. That thing you did. They will not remember your all good things. That is a lesson for us. We also do the same thing. Every one of us do the same thing. Right? हमारे लिए बहुत सारे लोग बहुत कुछ अच्छा करते हैं. They do a lot of good things for us. Our wife, our parents, our family, our in-laws, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, या फिर हमारे father-in-law, mother-in-law, हमारे साथ इतने कुछ अच्छा काम करते हैं. They do all good things for us with good intention. What do we see in the end? एक कुछ गलती होती है तो उसको इतना बड़ा, मतलब वो कहते हैं राई का पहाड़ बनाना, mountain out of molehill. That's what we do, right? With one thing. That's a lesson for us. Focus on this white part, the 99.9%. Don't focus on that black dot. आप ये देखिए आपके साथ कितनी अच्छी अच्छी चीजें हो रही है. If our family doesn't give us food, हम यहाँ बैठे नहीं होते. We would not be sitting here if we will not get food and this and that with white clothes and all those things. जो भी clothes हो, the current clothes is also fine, but clean clothes is what I mean. Hundreds of things माता जी do at home for us. कितनी सारी चीजें करती हैं, हमें वो नहीं दिखता. क्या दिखता है? दाल में नमक ज्यादा पड़ गया. कैसा दाल बनाते हो? नमक ज्यादा कैसे हो गया? ठीक. यही खाना सीखा तुम्हें? घर से यही खाना बना के सीखा? ये ऐसे सिखा मैंने. भाई तुम खाना बना कर नहीं तो खुद ही जाके बना के खा लो. No one is stopping you. हाँ? No one is stopping. ठीक है, जाओ बना के खा लो. But वो हमें नहीं दिखता. So that's our life. And that's what we should apply. So every single verse in Bhagavad Gita teaches us something. सब कुछ, हर एक वर्ष कुछ ना कुछ सिखाता है. But हमें उस लेवल पे सोचना है, हमें वैसा समझना है, then only we can apply. ठीक, तो maybe when we go from our class today, maybe at least we'll think about that key. Focus on the good thing, the white part of it, not the black dot. ठीक. A lot of things we can ignore things, but because of our ego. ऐसे कैसे? हमें तो बताना ही है, कमियां तो गिनानी ही है. We have to tell the faults. Otherwise, how my ego will be satisfied? We can simply ignore. कुछ होगा नहीं, दाल में नमक कम है तो. ठीक, आप बोल सकते हैं थोड़ा सा नमक दे दो बस. या नहीं, कई बार मुझे तो खैर समझ में नहीं आता. A lot of time I don't understand if there is a less salt in that. So I eat it. And then after, why you didn't tell me? दाल में नमक कम. तो मेरा थोड़ा सेंसर हिला हुआ है. I'm fine with that way. But yeah, we can ignore, we can simply get it, right? We don't have to create all the ruskus about it. Dal mein namak kam, or whatever. That happens in our day-to-day life also. In offices also the same thing happens. We can simply ignore. And when we ignore, we'll be actually be peaceful and happy. अगर हम नहीं ignore करेंगे, first we will tell, and then we'll think next 24 hours about it. ठीक है, ऐसे बोलना था, वैसे बोलना था, like that we should have said, like that we should have done. Ignore कर देंगे, you will forget it 2 hours, and that's it. Peaceful life. Good for that guy also, good for us also. We can apply this thing in our life. So if we want to live a stable, blissful life, so we have to become strong internally. These things, a lot of, you cannot control everyone. Maybe you can control yourself. I will try to avoid doing such thing. But you cannot control the world. कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोग को आप कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते. Then what you have to do? Be strong. Right. Ignore. Ignore is not just one way. Ignore is 2 ways. You can ignore what you have to tell. You can ignore what you are listening. एक कहावत है, एक कान से सुनो, दूसरे कान से निकाल दो. हाँ ठीक है, okay. हरे कृष्णा, अगली बार नमक अच्छा रहेगा. Right. We can do that. Ignore. But how can we get strong? By practicing. When we practice bhakti, when we understand this concept, when we read Bhagavad Gita, understand it and apply in our life, then only we get this strongness and withstand such kind of criticism. तब हमें इतना बुरा नहीं लगेगा, because we understand it does not matter really. These things really do not matter. आपको सड़क पे किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया, गाली भी दे दिया, ठीक, you are never going to meet that guy. आप कभी उससे मिलने भी वाले नहीं हो. उसके पीछे क्यों अपनी जिंदगी बर्बाद कर रही? Why to waste your next 24 hours, 2 days just thinking about that phenomenon? एक चीज जो हो गई, अरे छोड़ो यार, हो गया. कार लड़के इंश्योरेंस क्यों लेते हैं? दे देंगे, बन जाएगा। अब उसके पीछे लड़ो भिड़ो, ये करो, अगले 4 दिन और बर्बाद करो, बट दैट्स यूजलेस। दैट मीन्स आई हैव गॉटन अ कार, ठीक है, टू गो टू माई ऑफिस, और मैं उस कार को यूज कर रहा हूँ ठेला गाड़ी की तरह, उसमें सब्जी लगा के। That's what we do for the human body. We have gotten this human body as a car to go to Vaikuntha, and we are using this human body to do all nonsense thing in the world. That this is a useless thing. So that's what we have to learn, and if we practice, we understand these kind of things, we'll be actually be able to withstand, we'll be able to tolerate these kind of things. हम उनको सहन कर सकते हैं, ठीक, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि ये चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, these are not that important. Right. So the Bhagavad Gita has got solution to all the problems in life, right? And just that we need to study with scrutiny, right? We have to understand it very uh, in a very practical way how we can apply it, and with scrutinizing, okay, with scrutiny, we have to ask questions, we have to do things. What should I do? All those things, right? Any question till you? I know question वाला point आ गया ना मैंने, ठीक है, all right. So we'll go to the next verse. हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्ग जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः। हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्ग जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः। Anyone from Prabhu's side? हतो वाप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः। Anyone from Mata's side? हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः। The translation by His Divine Grace is Bhakti of Srila Prabhupada ki hai. O son of Kunti, Kaunte, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planet, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with determination and fight. So Arjuna in previous chapter he told that what will I gain after killing all those people? I will not have the enjoyment because all those people are dying. Right? And I'm thinking I will incur sin. So Krishna is now trying to conclude this particular section. This section is called I'll talk to that. Right. So this particular section from Bhagavad Gita 2.31 to 2.38 is now starting to conclude that. Not it's not Niskamkar. Niskamkar is long after. Right. This is called Kaanda Yoga. Right. I will discuss that what exactly it means. But what he's saying that here, if you will be killed in the battlefield, अगर आप battlefield में अगर आप रण क्षेत्र में मर जाते हो, तो आप स्वर्ग जाओगे. Right? Then you are going to स्वर्ग. And if you will do not get killed, that means you won. That means you are going to get your kingdom. So it's a both way win-win situation for you. You will get the big kingdom which you always wanted and enjoy that with your brothers, your wife, and all those people. Or if you die, then you go to the heavenly planet and enjoy more. And we discussed that. Every single jiva in this world is looking for happiness, enjoyment. Whatever we do in our life is only to get the enjoyment. सब लोग कुछ से कुछ खुशी के लिए ही करते हैं। आप बच्चे के साथ खेलते हो, आप खाना बनाते हो, आप सोते हो, जगते, एवरीथिंग इज फॉर हैप्पीनेस ओनली। व्हाई वी डू फॉर एवरीथिंग फॉर हैप्पीनेस? क्यों? Why? Why do we want to get enjoyment? That's the question. We are soul, so because it's a property of the soul. Sat Chit Anand. Sat is eternal, Chit is knowledge and Anand. That is soul's property. Your soul is actually yearning for the happiness. It is looking for happiness in everything. ठीक, वो खोज रही है happiness आपको जहां भी मिले, क्योंकि ये सोल की प्रॉपर्टी है। वो इसलिए कहेगा मैं दुखी होना चाहता हूँ। मतलब मतलब कोई भी ऐसा नहीं मिलेगा आई वॉन्ट टू बी सैड। Even the sadist people who, well, the psycho people, they also do things for their happiness. The psycho killers, serial killers, they kill people to get happiness. Even though their act for us look like क्या पागल आदमी है, ठीक है, उल्टा सीधा काम करेंगे, but then they also get happiness. So everything what anyone does it for getting happiness. And so Lord Krishna is saying that you'll get even 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times more happiness when you go to Swarg. Everyone is looking for happiness. So do your job. Either if you die, you get 1,000 times more happiness. If you don't die, you are going to get the big kingdom and get the happiness here. Both ways a win-win for you. So get up. Uttist. Uttist मतलब देखिए. Take Uttist and with great determination, with drid nischay, go ahead and fight. And after telling, so he started concluding it here. So in purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned, even though there was no certainty for victory for Arjuna's side, Arjuna also says in first chapter, we don't know who is going to win. Right? Either I will win or they will win. There is no certainty. So he said it doesn't matter. Krishna said it doesn't matter who is going to win. If you will win, you'll get the kingdom. If you will die, you'll get the swarg. It's a it's a great situation for you. So don't worry about who's going to win. He still had to fight. For even being killed here, he'll be elevated into heavenly planets. Right. So now, okay. So Arjuna gave all those reasons that I don't know who will win, and if I'm dead, then I only see the misery. Whatever be the result of this war, I only see the misery. मैं केवल क्या बोलते हैं misery को? I should start taking lecture in Hindi to understand remember. हाँ? Misery पीड़ा नहीं है, but दुर्भाग्य. Durbhagya. It means durbhagya. Misfortune. Misery means misfortune here in this sense. Right. So I say I only see misfortune, durbhagya everywhere. Whoever wins, क्योंकि a lot of people will die. बहुत सारे लोग, मतलब maximum लोग मर जाएंगे. इसलिए it is lives with families में केवल मतलब सारे पुरुष मर जाएंगे and all those things. So I only see misfortune. So I don't see what is gain in this war. What I am going to gain, what anyone is going to gain. So, one important point comes here. Arjuna is thinking about gain and loss, and gain and loss is on our bodily platform. Thinking about the body. What will I gain? What will I lose? If I do 14 hours work in office, someone will say you'll get the same salary, you will not get any promotion, you will not get any performance bonus. Are you going to do that? I don't know anyone who is going to do that, but at least I will never do that. Okay. But I guess most of us will not. Right? क्योंकि जब कुछ नहीं मिलेगा तो क्यों करना है? That is our mentality, that is our mindset. कि जब कुछ मिलेगा तो करेंगे, जब नहीं मिलेगा तो फालतू में क्यों अपना टाइम वेस्ट करना है? और सैलरी तो उतनी मिली 8 घंटे की, तो 14 hours क्यों बैठना? Right? That's what we'll think and we'll do. So that is thinking on the bodily platform. So till here, in this section, actually Krishna is inspiring Arjuna because Arjuna is on the bodily platform. So he is inspiring Arjuna to do things on the bodily platform. अपने शारीरिक जो प्लेटफॉर्म है, आपके शरीर के लिए सोच के करो काम. ठीक. Don't think spiritual because you are not at that level as of now. Now you are thinking on bhautik level, so do things as bhautik. level only. और भौतिक क्या है? Do for your body. What do we do for body? Happiness. And go fight the war. Do your duty for the body also. Swadharma for the body. Go fight the war. Either you'll get the kingdom or you'll get the swarga. More enjoyment. So think on your body. Think for your body also and do the. Even thinking of the body also, you have to do the war. Right. So that's what he is inspiring. Now, from next verse, what will happen? He will start inspiring Arjuna on a little higher platform. Till here it's on the body. Next verse also is on the body platform, but that will start slowly. So we'll go to the next verse, which will be last for today. Sukh dukhe same kritva labha labho jaya jaya tato yuddhaye yujyasva naivam papam avapsisi. Sukh dukhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैनम पापम अवाप्स्यसि. I directly go to for interest of time. Okay. So, Srila Prabhupada explains here, he writes, Srila Prabhupada he writes, do thou fight, thou means your, do your fight for the sake of fighting, without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by doing so, you shall never incur sin. सुख दुखे समय कृत्वा. समय कृत्वा मतलब be in the same state, equipoised. उसका जो एक वर्ड है equipoised है. स्थिर प्रज्ञ हिंदी में it's also called स्थिर प्रज्ञ in संस्कृत में. मतलब don't be very happy when you get something good and don't be very disturbed when you get something bad. Be kind of at the same level. Why? Why should not be? Why we should not be very happy when something good happens with us? Because it's temporary. This too shall pass. Right. We get the promotion, we are very happy. पूरी दुनिया में डिनर we got the promotion, now I'm general manager of my company, this and that. तो 2 महीने बाद termination letter. Right. All gone. और 1 महीने बाद और भैया जनरल मैनेजर साहब भाई प्लीज डोंट रिमाइंड मी. वो बस 1 महीने का था and then I got the termination. Now I'm again the senior manager. No more general manager. Everything is temporary in this world. So don't be very happy when you get something good and don't be very sad when you get something bad. Because that is also temporary. कोई भी दुख है वो टेम्परेरी ही होगा. आपके बॉडी पेन डिजीज एनीथिंग. Because we are thinking on the body, we think it's a long. But we are here from millions of years. हम करोड़ों साल से यहाँ पे फंसे हुए. For this 70 years is nothing. Literally nothing. In our life, we see in Diwali, we see those insects, right, flying. You know what is the life of those insects? 1 day, 2 days. It's nothing in front of our 70 years of life. Right. So, when we compare with the soul, the life of a soul, millions of years, ठीक है, करोड़ों साल से जो है, उसके लिए एक बॉडी की जो 60-70 साल की लाइफ है, कुछ भी नहीं है. ठीक. And we do everything thinking about this 60-70-year-old. अभी तो नहीं 60-70 है, but yeah, making all the plans and everything for this body, and get very happy or very sad for that. So it is also temporary. Any dukh, what will happen maximum? Someone gets cancer. They think मेरी तो पूरी लाइफ बर्बाद हो गई, ये हो गया, वो हो गया. But then what? 5 साल 10 साल बाद they will die and they'll get a new body, fresh body, without any cancer, without anything. Soul remains same. Right, only body changes, like we change the clothes. We फट गया तो क्या रोने थोड़े लगेंगे. कुर्ता फट गया. We'll not start doing that, right? क्या करेंगे? ठीक है, नया कुर्ता ले. The soul also does that. This is useless body, will get a new body and enjoy more. So that's what Lord Krishna is saying, that samay kritva sukh dukhe. Nai samay kritva in what? Be equipoised in what? Sukh dukh. In happiness or distress. Labha labho. Okay. In loss or gain. You may lose something or you may gain something. But be equipoised. And Jaya Jayo, in victory or defeat. Whether you are victorious or you are defeated. Think in a cricket match. Right. Again coming to the cricket example. India was winning continuously. Like you cannot defeat India at home for 20 years or so. Right. In a test match. And now, in last 1 year, not just got defeated, but clean sweep. Right. Not they could not win in a two series in a single match. And now think like after winning, we are the great guys, we are the best in the world. No one can come and defeat in this world. Actually, that's what happened. And now they are losing and losing because it's temporary. So when you win, you don't have to be so happy that you start getting egoistic. When you lose, you don't have to be so distressed that you will stop the feeling of winning also. Right? You will lose the intention or effort. You will stop effort to win also. So be equipoised. Work on the same level, on the bodily level. Right? So that's where Krishna is trying to elevate. And tato yudhai yujasva nanam papam avapsisi. And now he is saying very importantly, by doing so, you will never incur sin. So Arjuna's one logic was, I will incur sin. And he says that if you are equipoised in these things, अगर आप समान स्तर पे रहते हो, ठीक है, सुख दुख में, लाभ और अलाभ में, जय और पराजय में, अगर आप समान स्तर पे रहते हो, तो फिर आपको कोई भी पाप नहीं लगेगा. Now he is elevating a little bit. In next verse, it will again, like he will go to the next level. So this is nothing but the conclusion of this section, where he is saying that. So till now, Krishna told that Arjuna to fight because it's your duty. One thing he told, you have to fight because as a Kshatriya, it is your duty to fight. This is expected from a Kshatriya. Second thing he tells, that fight without thinking of who is going to win, who is going to lose. And that also we saw last time, that if you are going to win, you are going to get the kingdom. If you are going to lose, you are going to go to the Swarga, being a Kshatriya, dying on the battlefield. You will get the Swarga, get more enjoyment. So don't think about victory and defeat. And third, he said that if you will not do that, you will lose all your prestige. People will say bad things about you. So these all things he has covered in this particular section. Right. So in purport we'll read. This purport is very important. I don't highlight all the lines in any of the purport, but this was so important that I did that. So every line is very important. Lord Krishna now directly says that Arjuna should fight for the sake of fighting because he desires the battle. कि अर्जुन को युद्ध करने के लिए युद्ध करना चाहिए because he wants it. वो ऐसा चाहते हैं. Who's the he? Krishna. That's why the he is with the capital H here. और हमें पाप कब लगता है? हमने बहुत बार डिस्कस किया. Your template answer please. हमें कब when do we incur sin? अरे हर बार तो बोलते हो. Every time you say the same answer. And now you are not saying. And when we don't follow the instruction of the Lord, then we'll get the sin. And here it's a Krishna's desire. Krishna की इच्छा है कि go fight. If he will not do that, then he will incur sin. 100% guaranteed. ठीक. We will not say पहले इस्तेमाल करें फिर विश्वास करें. Don't do that. Right. You're not following and then let me try myself. ठीक है कि ऐसा होता है कि नहीं. ठीक. So don't go to that part. So because he desires, because it is a Krishna desire, there cannot be anything bigger than that. उससे ऊपर कुछ भी नहीं है. भगवान ने बोला करना है, खत्म. कुछ सोचना नहीं है. Who are we to think about that? Then there is no consideration of happiness and distress, profit and loss, victory and defeat in these activities of Krishna consciousness. That everything should be performed for the sake of Krishna in transcendental consciousness, so that there is no reaction to the material activities. Now, when ऐसा कब होगा? When are we going to reach to that level how we will be reaching to that level where we will be equipoised in Sukh, Dukh, Labh, Alabh or Jai, Ajay, Jai, Parajay. कब ऐसा होगा? The answer is here. You can actually have a cheat code.
Basically, don't expect the outcome.
The answer आपके साथ में प्रभु जी.
सब कुछ कृष्ण से।
When you do for the Krishna consciousness, when you do for the sake of Krishna, right? So we discussed last time, and last time also the one example about karma yoga. We'll discuss this again. But if you have some money, you'll be worried about the money to keep somewhere safe and this, how will I be using it, where it will be going to use. But when you give that money to someone else, do you still worry about that? You stop worrying about that. उसको जो करना होगा करेगा. I have given it already. Same way in our karma also. When we do the action, if we think to get the result, अगर हम उसके result के लिए सोच रहे हैं, अगर हम अपने लिए कर रहे हैं तो हम उसके result का मतलब feel है तो suffer, right? We'll have to pay for that. But अगर we'll give the result to someone else, do we actually need to worry about it? कि क्या होगा? We don't. Same way like money. So that's a karma. Well, we'll discuss very much in detail. But that is a karma yoga.
Like even the job which we do in the company is benefiting. Like we are just serving, right? हमें अपनी सैलरी से मतलब है वो लॉस में जा रही है या प्रॉफिट में जा रही है उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
हमें तो नहीं पड़ता है, कुछ लोगों को पड़ता होगा. फॉरेक्स इंटरेस्ट रहता है. हमें all we need is end of the month सैलरी आ जानी चाहिए चाहे तुम्हारी कंपनी डूब जाए या हमारी कंपनी डूब जाए. We really don't care. But yeah, people on the top for the it matters. The people who get the incentives, सारे share, for them it matters. मेरे लिए तो नहीं. Literally. So yeah. So that's what he is trying to say. When we do the work on the transcendental platform of Krishna consciousness, slowly we'll actually realize that these things will get equipoised automatically. क्योंकि हम क्यों कर रहे हैं? We are doing for the pleasure of Krishna. हमें कोई अगर मैं बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करने निकला, मेरी केवल 2 ही बुक गई. Does not matter. I did my job, right? I wanted to serve Krishna. I wanted him to glorify. Even if I'm saying Hare Krishna to someone, if he is listening, it is getting a sukriti for them. I'm telling the name of Lord one time extra than I could have, rather than watching at home some any nonsense or news. Right? At least I'm telling one more time of name of the Lord. और जो लोग सुन रहे हैं उनको भी एक अज्ञात सुकृति मिलेगी. They will get one hidden सुकृति को क्या कहते हैं? मतलब transcendental benefit. They will also get that. So and Gyat Sukriti, just a point to remember, like a lot of time people ask, they may ask you also, why do you chant by saying? You can chant in the mind also, right? मन में बात करूं. So 2 things. One, why we chant while speaking, not loudly, but at least कि बगल वाले को सुनाई दे. One is this Gyat Sukriti. When you are chanting, at least the people you are passing from or they are passing from you, they will also hear. And every single name of Krishna gives you one Sukriti. Right? जो हमारा credit है वो तेरे level पे बढ़ता है. And at one point of time, like Prabhuji is in class, you will also be in some class. Those people who are not in the classes. Right? So we can say that. That's one. And second thing, we get more focus because we hear our word. If we're not, मन में तो, मन की speed, we just talked about it. Now I'm in Mars. How many people are at Mars now? Jupiter, who reached. Man goes like that. So when you hear, the point is try to listen what you are chanting. Listen every single word. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Listen to yourself. Then you will tell. If your mind goes here and there, इधर उधर जाता है तो आप फिर से वापस आएंगे क्योंकि आप बोल रहे लगातार. If not, गया mind. फिर तो 16 माला हो गई. हाँ 16 माला हो गई. मैंने तो एक नाम भी नहीं भगवान कृष्ण. Then it is not that beneficial. So that's what I'm saying. When we do these things at the level of Krishna consciousness, these things will actually make sense. And we'll get on at the level of what you call sthir prajna. At that level. Then he who acts for the own sense gratification. Now, we here till now we talked about will not get any sin, will not be worried about sukh, dukh, labh, all those things. But next, he who acts for his sense gratification, either in goodness or in passion, is subject to the reaction, good or bad. Right? Very important line. बहुत ही ज़्यादा important line. And why it is important? Because it says that either in goodness or in passion. If we are working for our own sense gratification, I want to enjoy more and more. Forget about Krishna, let me enjoy my life. You might be meeting people, you only live once, right? They forget that you have lived that once a million times before also. And then again this once is coming in this body. And if you will still not understand that, that once will come again in next many lives. तो once पे ही आप आपका once ना once into multiplied by a million times है. So you really don't live only once. पहले तो आप अमर हैं. हम सब soul, as a soul we are all eternal. This body is one body. Millions of such bodies we had in past. सारे योनियों से 84 lakh yonis we have crossed and gotten here. And then also we'll use that again 84 lakh yoni or wherever we are. So even if someone does any action in a goodness or bad, so goodness is very binding. कई बार लोग सोचते हैं ना कि हम तो अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, हम तो समाज सेवा कर रहे हैं. नो नथिंग बैड डूइंग समाज सेवा, राइट? बट हम तो समाज सेवा कर रहे हैं, हमें बहुत शांति मिलती है और हमारी तो लाइफ परफेक्ट है. अगर किसी के लाइफ में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, if someone has problem in their life, it's actually easy for them to come to this platform because they have some distress, they are frustrated, they're like, okay, I want to have the peace. Okay, maybe this is the way. But someone who is in the mode of goodness, जो ऑलरेडी गुडनेस के प्लेटफॉर्म पे, लाइक मेरी लाइफ तो ऑलरेडी शांत है, मैं क्यों जाऊं? Why should I need to do all those things? Think, I'm already at peace. I don't have any problem in my life. When people ask, na, Bhagavad Gita class, है ना, Prabhu ji, sir, maybe he will go and say some relative, I went to Bhagavad Gita. All okay? Prabhu ji, सब ठीक है घर पे? Why did you go to Bhagavad Gita class? सब ठीक है ना? Because people think that हमारा लेवल ही ऐसा हो गया कि जब कुछ प्रॉब्लम होगी तो भगवान के पास आएंगे, वरना तो हम अपना eat, marry and be happy, right? So that has become our level. But then this is very binding. You do the goodness, you'll go to Swarga. When you finish your credit of all goodness, you'll come back to human, right? And your next action again decide whether you'll go to Swarga or to a donkey life. We don't know. Any life it could be. Then in that life, whatever action we do, it will decide. We'll still be stuck in this rat race. The rat who's just running on the क्या कहते हैं, एक rounded object जो होता है, rounded track. It keeps on running, thinking he's running, but he's just circling on the same this device, right? And that's where we will be. Our soul will be ऊपर नीचे, आगे पीछे, ऊपर नीचे. That's we'll stuck for the millions of more lifetime. And so we have to realize it. That's why goodness is also so. He who acts for his own sense gratification, either in goodness or passion, is subject to the reaction, good or bad. Depending on what he is doing, he will get the reaction. But he who completely surrender himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness is no longer obliged to anyone. Very important line. We'll discuss in next verse. Not next slide. Right. Someone who has surrendered to Krishna. Madam, I have surrendered to Krishna, right? Then I don't have to worry about these things plus any debt also. Now what debt is being talked about? So that was our question in chapter 1 also. Maybe the answer is being discussed now. So the debt in Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, it comes. I'll just go to the meaning. First line, it comes like every human owed debt to someone. Who are those people which we owe debt? मतलब हम सभी के, हम सारे इंसान जो हैं, हम ऋणी हैं किन्हीं चीजों के लिए. वो कौन सी चीजें हैं? वो ऋण किन के लिए? देवर्षि भूताप्ता नृणाम पितृणाम. देव, देवी देवता. They give us rain, they give us sunlight, they give us wind, all those things. We are indebted for them. मतलब हम कर्जदार हैं उनके. Right? They give us, हम लोग उनसे पूछते थोड़े कि भैया पवन देव please give us some air, सांस रुक रही है. We don't ask. They give us free of cost without even asking. We have debt for them. The Rishi who have given us the knowledge, because of the knowledge only we are sitting here, and not only here, because of their knowledge only we are doing whatever we do in the whole world. Good Apta means the people in general, humanity, people in general. Someone builds a house for us, कोई हमारे लिए घर बनाता है. Someone grows green for us. कोई हमारे लिए कुछ करता है, कोई घर बनाता है, कोई लैपटॉप बनाता है, किसी ने बाइक बनाई जिससे हम चल के आ गए, कार. Right, so we are indebted to them also. Kinsmen, our relatives, हम अपने relatives के लिए भी indebted हैं. Because what we learn, हमारे relative नहीं होते, grandfather भी जो भी नहीं होते, तो हमारे मम्मी पापा वैसे नहीं होते, तो हम नहीं होते. We are indebted to them. And then forefathers, अपने ancestors के लिए, because we are here because of our forefathers, okay, in the generation. But we are indebted to all of them. But what's even the says there? Anyone, and we have to pay, right? If someone is not paying those debt, अगर कोई वो कर्ज नहीं चुका रहा है इस लाइफ में, they have to take birth again to pay that. ठीक, जब तक पूरा कर्ज नहीं चुकेगा तब तक आप नहीं निकल सकते हैं उससे. जैसे कि बैंक से आपने लोन लिया, जब तक आप पूरा पैसा नहीं चुकाओगे तब तक आपका अकाउंट बंद नहीं होगा. हाइपोथिकेशन, आपकी कार हाइपोथिकेशन नहीं चलेगी, राइट? तो यहाँ भी जब तक हम पूरा ऋण नहीं चुकाएंगे तब तक नहीं निकल सकते. वी आर स्टक हियर लाइक पेशेंट स्टक इन हॉस्पिटल. क्लियर द बिल, यू आर फ्री टू गो. डोंट क्लियर द बिल, अगले दिन का विचार करो. So, but there is one way. You don't have to do that. Anyone who has completely surrendered unto Krishna, Mukunda, giving up all the duties, all other duties, is no longer debtor, nor he is obliged to anyone. क्योंकि कृष्णा is supreme personality of Godhead. अगर आपका CEO आपसे खुश है, if your CEO is very much happy with you, if your CEO is very much happy with you, do you think your manager can do anything bad against you? He will actually be scared of you. अगर उसने मेरे against कुछ भी बोल दिया, says anything against me, my job is gone. He will do all good things for you. So if the supreme personality of Godhead is happy, no other thing can do bad thing for you. You don't have to pay any debt. All your debts are gone. Government's largely नहीं. किसान सम्मान योजना scheme, right? 2 lakh of up to 2 lakh of all your debt is gone. Every government comes with this scheme. They do or they don't do, that's a different matter. But at least in the manifesto it is always written. Right. So when you do for Krishna, जब आप भगवान के लिए करते तो आपके सारे ऋण खत्म हो जाते हैं. Because you are doing it for Krishna. In the end सबको report वही कर रहे हैं. So सारे ऋण खत्म. And that's what Bhagavatam says that. So now when we perform various activities for the pleasure of Krishna, we will not have any reaction. Right? If we are doing any action, 100% we are going to get reaction. Right? So, if we perform our duty for Krishna, we will not get any reaction. And that is the most wonderful fact with Krishna consciousness. That if we keep on doing action and getting reaction, that means we are again stuck in this binding cycle. But if we are not doing any action which is going to give us reaction, that is called karma, actually karma जो कहते हैं, then we are not accumulating more things, and our past deeds, our past things, we are just removing it. At the time when all your things will become zero, all your good bad things will become zero, you have nothing, you can actually go back to Vaikuntha. That's the logic of it. Make it zero, go back to Vaikuntha. But how can we make it zero? How can we make it zero? If we keep on living our life like this, can we make it zero? No, we have to do things for the pleasure of Krishna. Doing the karma part of it. And why? Because everything belongs to Krishna. He is the proprietor, He is the owner of everything in this world. Right? And that's why we have to do that. So, how we can do that? offering everything what we are getting to Krishna and then getting the prasad of it. जो भी हमें मिलता है भगवान को अर्पित करके हम केवल उसका प्रसाद खाएं. जैसे कि एग्जांपल है, अभी भोग लगने जा रहा है, राइट? अभी यहाँ भोग लगने जा रहे हैं, क्या होगा? मतलब व्हाट विल हैपन होगा? We have prepared food. We are first offering to Krishna, right? It will be there for 5-10 minutes. Krishna will have the food. Right? Will not take. At least in temples, what happened? You go, they will touch and then take it back. आप सोचो, आपके सामने फूड रखा जाए, थाली में, जो लड्डू रखे, मैंने उठा लिया. By the time you saw लड्डू गया, how you feel? And so, in temple that's a different thing because they have to do for lot of people. But even in the temple, the prasadam, किसी ने प्रसादम आरती अटेंड की है टेंपल में? कितने मिनट की होगी? Anyone knows? हाँ, मतलब at least 15 minutes to half an hour, depending on temple to temple. Right? ऐसा नहीं होता लगाते तुरंत हटा लेते हैं, क्योंकि हमें भी नहीं अच्छा लगेगा. आप हमारे सामने लड्डू रख के हटा लीजिए, राइट? मंदिरों में जल्दी जल्दी जो लोग लेके जाते हैं बाहर से प्रसाद, वो टच करा के देते, बिकॉज देयर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल टू डू. बहुत सारे लोग आते जाते रहते हैं, उनके लिए करना है. बट उसी मंदिर में जब भगवान का प्रसाद लगता है, वो प्रसाद आधे घंटे के लिए लगता है. आप देखेंगे या 15 मिनट के लिए तो लगता ही लगता है. द सेम प्रसाद, वो उनका मेन प्रसाद है. व्हाट वी टेक फ्रॉम आउटसाइड इज नॉट प्रसाद. नहीं, मतलब वो हमारा मतलब वो भी प्रसाद है, बट नॉट द लेवल की भगवान के खाने के लिए. ठीक, हाँ, दैट्स कि भगवान को अर्पित करके हम ले जा रहे हैं, बट वो उनका भोजन नहीं है. तो यहाँ भी सोचना पड़ेगा कि क्या कहते हैं, हम भगवान को अर्पित कर रहे हैं, फिर हम ले जाते हैं. तो अभी 15 मिनट वो भोग लगेगा, 10 मिनट लगेगा, जो भी. ठीक, उसके बाद हम विल मिक्स इट विद ऑल द फूड, हम उसके साथ मिलाएंगे, एंड देन विल टेक दैट वे व्हाट वी टेक द रेमिनेंट ऑफ इट, द प्रसाद जो बचा हुआ है. नॉट समथिंग कि भगवान को भोग लगाया, पहले अपने खा लिए, हाँ भगवान को भी दे दिए. अगर आपने पहले खा लिया तो प्रसाद कैसे हुआ? वो प्रसाद नहीं हुआ, राइट? तो और फूड एक ऐसी चीज है, मतलब भोजन एक ऐसी चीज जिससे आपको सबसे ज्यादा कर्मा मिलता है. किसने कैसे फूड उगाया? एक चावल उगाने के लिए कितने बैक्टीरियाज और ये सब मरे होंगे, ठीक है? उसको काटने के लिए कितने लोगों का एक्सप्लॉयटेशन हुआ. When that grain of bag goes to the mandi, how many workers are being exploited? कितने लोगों के ऊपर अत्याचार हुआ, उनको कम पैसे मिले, क्या क्या हुआ. Food is the most karmic thing in our life. सबसे ज्यादा रिएक्शन हम कहीं से एक्यूमुलेट करते हो, फूड है. बट जब आपको फूड भगवान को ऑफर करते हो, ठीक, उनको खाने के लिए थोड़े समय के लिए छोड़ते हो, एंड देन यू टेक द रिमेनिंग प्रसादम, जो बचा है आप मिक्स करके आप खाते हो, योर कर्मा बिकम्स जीरो. आपका सब रिएक्शन जीरो हो जाता है. सिंपली आप अपने जीवन का एक बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा हटा देते हो कर्मा एक्यूमुलेट करने का. That's very important to understand. So everything what we do in our life, if we are offering to Krishna first, and then we are taking. And it is not just food, for everything. I am getting a bonus. I'll say like the first owner for my bonus is Krishna. I'll first do something for Krishna, for the temple, for something dharmic, and then only I'll take remaining. जैसे कहते हैं ना, first do your investment, your saving, then only utilize. So do investment for your soul, not for the body also. First do your investment for your soul, that offering to Krishna, and then you can utilize it for your body. It does not mean you got 2 lakh bonus, you have to give 2 lakh. At least do something, right? Rather than doing 2 lakh for yourself. Give something, offer to Krishna, then it will become prasadam, and you will not have any karmic reaction. That is the whole logic of prasadam. और ऐसे आप कर्मा को you will reduce to zero. आप कर्मा को खत्म कर दोगे आने वाले. और पुराने कर्मा कैसे खत्म होंगे? भाई हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे. By doing chanting, by taking God's name, your all karma, the previous karma will go away. So you are doing chanting, it goes up. You are not creating any new karma, it goes down, it becomes zero, and that's it. You are free to go. That's all we have to do. Very simple. Difficult to do, but it is simple. Right? So, Mataji, that is the answer. They are doing knowingly. They will get the reaction. They are doing it knowingly. unknowingly. Even unknowingly, when people do, they'll do the reaction. There is a kid, he does not know that fire is burning. He puts his hand in fire. What will happen? Will Agnidev think, अरे ये तो बच्चा है इसको अभी पढ़ाया नहीं गया है, so I will leave him. No. We have gotten this body so that we can understand कि क्यों है. Unknowingly के लिए हम नहीं ये body मिली है. समझो सीखो and then अपनी life में apply करके get elevated to do things knowingly good things, not unknowingly bad things.
People say they know that it is a mistake and they say maybe it is a Krishna's wish, so I'm doing.
तो ये होता है ना कि enjoy मैं करूँगा, बिल मैं कृष्णा के ऊपर फाड़ूंगा. I'll take all the fun enjoyment out of it and I'll just blame Krishna. He is in my heart. He only guided me. You go in front of a alcohol shop, right? It is imaginary. So चलो मैं twist पढ़ लेता हूँ. Right? Whether you have to go inside the shop to buy the Jack Daniels or not, is Krishna is like forcing you go inside, buy one Jack Daniels. Is he doing that? No, right? That is your free will. You have taken the decision. आप decision ले रहे हो, कृष्णा नहीं कर रहे हो, तो बिल उनके ऊपर नहीं फाड़ना है. You can decide. I will not go. I will not even see the shop. All regulative crystal. I'll go ahead. That is your free will, and we are stuck in this world because we are misusing our free will. The same free will you can use it for the betterment of yourself, for the pleasure of Krishna, for benefit of your body. The same free will you can utilize for sense gratification. And when you do that, obviously you will get the karma and you will stuck here. That is the whole cycle of karma is about. कि हम अपने खुशी, अपने एंजॉयमेंट के लिए, अपने इंद्रिय तृप्ति के लिए चीजें करते हैं और हम यहाँ फंसे रहते हैं. बट हमारे पास सबके पास फ्री विल है, सबके पास चॉइसेस है कि हमें करना है कि नहीं करना है. सो वी कैन नॉट ब्लेम कृष्णा फॉर दैट. It's on us. So, any other question? So, when we do work for Krishna's pleasure and dedicate the fruits of our activities to Krishna, we will not get any reaction of our action, especially sinful reaction. Right. The same thing what we explained. So that's the takeaway from the verse. That's the most important takeaway from this verse and one of the most important from Bhagavad Gita also. Right. So we can, with that we can finish off. So just a glimpse what we'll do in the next class. Any questions by you? No? Okay. So before we go to the next section, so next section we'll discuss this section also. What is that? So this section is called Kaanda. Why it's called Kaanda? I am doing something to gain something. I am going to fight the war so that I can get swarg or the kingdom. Right? मैं कुछ तभी करूँगा जब मुझे कुछ मिलेगा. Otherwise I will not do. And that is the Kaanda. I will do this yajna, I will do this puja, I will do this arti if I get something. Like people go to temple, I will go to any temple. Let's say Sai Baba temple, I'll go to Sai Baba temple so that I can get something. I'll get no disease and all those things, right? Generally, that's the most important motivation. People go to Sai Baba temple, right? Mostly, I'll not get any disease and all. My health will be good. So that is karma card. Because I want to gain something out of it. So that's karma card. So this ladder, which we'll explain next class, and next class we'll explain this ladder only because there will be hundreds of questions. So people will start with the animal life. मतलब आहार निद्रा भय मैथुन. They will do only thing just to survive the body. Then they go to karma card level. A little pious people, they go to karma card level. Karma card elevates them a little more. Then we go to Sakam Karma Yoga. Sakam Karma Yoga, they will be doing karma for the Lord, but they are still attached to karma or the result of it. Then they go to Niskam Karma Yoga. I'm not worried about the result of it. I will do the karma, but they are still attached to the karma, action of it. And when that also goes, that comes to Gyan Yoga, or in between it comes Gyan Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga. But above Niskam, there is Bhakti. Like, I don't care what is service given to me. You give me even service of toilet cleaning, I will do because it is for the pleasure of Krishna. You will ask me to put the chappals in chappal stand, I will do with all happiness because I am doing service for Krishna. It is not what people will think of me. Actually, people think more for them. The real devotees, they think कितनी महान service कर रहे हो. Right. But anyway, I'll not think what is I'm going to give. I will do the service because it is for the pleasure of Krishna. मैं भगवान के लिए कर रहा हूँ यार, मैं तुम्हारे लिए नहीं कर रहा हूँ या मैं population के लिए नहीं कर रहा हूँ. मुझे जो देने वाला है, that is God only, not these people. So that is the Bhakti Yoga. When we do for the pleasure of God, we'll discuss what is Ashtanga Yoga, Jnana Yoga also. That comes in between. Okay. So, but we'll discuss that in next class after a year. No? Joke समझ में आ गया? Okay, ठीक है. So 2026 we'll discuss because next week we are going to Ahobilam, so we'll not be here. So coming week we'll have this class and we'll discuss it in great detail. This thing you also find you'll have a lot of questions because this is a very important thing. ठीक, सकम कर्म क्या होता है? निष्काम कर्म, what is that? Bhakti क्या होती है? How to get up to the ladder and all those things, right? Most important thing. And that one ladder actually it explains the complete spirituality. ये आपको पूरी भक्ति ये आपको सिखा सकती है, ये एक ladder अगर आप समझ गए तो. That's all you need to understand. And so we'll discuss that. Any question? नहीं? ठीक. So वांछाकल्पतरु निश्चय विपासितुभ्यश्च भक्तानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः. तो भक्ति वैष्णव वृत्त की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, जय गौर प्रेम।